Hello everyone and welcome back to Utawarerumono. Last time, we ended up doing another mission for Oshtor involving distraction duty, where we were allegedly guarding one storehouse for one of the 8-pillar generals, Dekopompo, who seems pretty familiar, Nyamu. For some reason, Nyamu, I can't figure out Nyamu why. Must just be my imagination. You know what I'm talking about if you played Prelude to the Fallen. And then we also discovered that Ogi is working with Oshtor again, without his sister Nosuri being aware of it, the noble thief. So I'm sure we'll have a couple of run-ins with them yet again soon enough. Also, I apologize if this episode's a little bit short. We had a show earlier today. For those of you who did not see the status post, I am currently in a theater production, so I'm a little tired. It was the third show this weekend, but that's pretty typical. But it was good. It was a good time. And so now, gonna decompress and see what's going on in the Grand Estate. I keep pace with Nekone as she turns down a busy street, leading me along.
オシトルに頼まれてネコネの付き添いをしているからなんだが、少し気になるのは
I've got a feeling, deep down in my shins, but I can't place why.
妙にネコネが静かだということだ。騒がしいとは言わないまでも、普段はもう少し話していたはず。
She's plotting something.
黙り込んだりはしなかったが、不機嫌そうに見えるが、なんか違うな。向かう先がウコンエ大将であるオシュトルと相対するもの。サコンエ大将の屋敷だからか？
Oh yeah, she doesn't like him. So I would imagine that is probably a very good reason for her to be acting like this.
オシュトルが書簡を届けてほしいと言っていた相手。確か名は三日月だったな。この間ちらりと見たときはえらくおっかなそうなやつだったが、もしかして、猫ね、緊張しているのか？
別に緊張などしてないのです。
Her knees are just shaking the whole time she says that.
そうか？ならいいが。まあ考えてみれば、たかが書簡を届けに行くだけで緊張はないか。いや待てよ、まさか。
何なのです？
あの日か。いや、
No.
どう見てもまだ来ていないだろうし、そんなことがあるはず。
Stop that train of thought right there. Stop the train of thought, get off at the next station, and run. There it is. Too late. Before I can even finish my thought, Nekone savagely kicks me across the shins.
なぜ？
蹴ってもいい。そんな気がしたです。
She knew.
わけがわからん。難しいお年寄ろってやつなのか？
No, just her. The rest of the journey toward Mikazuchi's manor is silent. We inform the guards that we're here on business from Oshtor, and they direct us to the training grounds.
雰囲気が違うが、オシュトルの屋敷と同じ作りか。こっちの方は奪っているというか、なんか物々しいな。
It looks exactly the same to me.
三日月様は武を重んじる方なのです。
武を？
A sharp cry from nearby interrupts us.
一の方、走れ！
On the grounds ahead, assembled soldiers practice battlefield techniques in perfect unison.
二の方、
これまたすごいな。
Sure, Oshtor's subordinates are organized, but I've never seen discipline this rigid. Amazing. As I look on, dumbstruck, the man giving orders notices us and raises his hand to the soldiers.
そこまで！
Despite their arduous exercises, not one of the soldiers looks even winded as they snap to attention. The man shouting commands leaves them standing like that as he crosses the grounds to us. As he grows closer, I recognize his face, of course. The Imperial Guard of the left, Mikazuchi. He grins menacingly when he spots Nekone beside me.
猫ねか。この間ぶりだが久しいな。
うは
His smile is almost sinister, like a predator that's just identified the perfect prey.
こうして正面に立たれるのは初めてだが、なんだこの威圧感。あのボロギギリを前にした時だってここまでじゃなかったぞ。
And he probably tastes just as bad.
これが双璧と呼ばれる存在か。
元気にしていたか。だが相変わらず小さい。もっと食って大きくなる。
言ってることはまともなのに、まるで家畜にもっと超えろと言ってるように聞こえるのは気のせいか。で、なんで人の背中に隠れてんだよ。
You're my human shield. I didn't even notice Nekone moving to cower behind my legs. Then, as I scoot over to let her and Mikazuchi speak face to face, whip. I got flipped and whooshed. Every time I reposition myself, Nekone zips behind me in the blink of an eye.
一体何し…ああ、なるほどな。
Now I suddenly understand the reason for Nekone's discomfort on the way here.
要するに、この男が怖かったのか。まあ、気持ちはわからんでもないが。
これをオシトル様からなのです。
Struggling to keep the tremble out of her voice, Nekone holds out the envelope from behind me.
おいおい、いくらなんでもそれは失礼ってもんだろう。
Her attitude doesn't change, of course. Mikazuchi's eyes narrow, possibly in offense at Nekone's rudeness. Aw.
うわ、おっかね。
And yet you're trying to get her right in front of him. Why? I can feel Nekone shivering in fear behind me. If looks could kill, Mikazuchi would be an assassin.
怖くないのです。
I ain't afraid no ghost, but I'm terrified of you.
あなたなんか怖くないのです。
As Nekone proclaims her defiance, she throws anemic little punches as if to prove her words. Of course, she's doing all this while still hiding behind me.
ちょっと、人を盾にしながら何してんの？
Well, it's kind of all we're good for. At Nekone's declaration, the previously silent soldiers begin to grow visibly uneasy.
あの娘正気か。三日月様にあのような。血煙となって消えるぞ。
Probably.
何それ？こいつそんなに物騒なの？徹底的に鍛え上げられた奴らが動揺ってどんだけだよ。
She's still just throwing those punches. And a little bit of right, and a little bit of left. Nekone doesn't stop swinging, still throwing little punches around my legs.
Oh
no. Mikazuchi grins wolfishly, eyes gleaming as though he's deciding how best to devour poor Nekone.
やるですか。まずはこの男が相手になるです。
I knew that was coming.
おい、何勝手なこと言っちゃってくれてんの。
He just throws one punch. We go flying through the wall. That's it. Game over.
人を盾にするな。ちゃんと前に出て。動かない？
Somehow, I managed to turn myself to push her forward, but she won't move. In fact, she's pushing me.
ちょ、押すなこら。
あの男、三日月様に挑む気か。
No, that's not at all what we're doing.
バカな、なんという命知らずな。だがその勇気、尊敬に値する。
Okay.
バカかお前ら。これのどこが挑むように見える。お前ら見てないで助けろ。このままだとこっちの命が。
Actually, this would solve Nekone's problems. She delivers the letter, we die, she leaves.
だからおさ、ほんとやめて。
Nekone gives a rough shove, and suddenly my face is bare inches from Mikazuchi's. Mikazuchi's lips curl back into a smile, and he jerks his head to indicate we should follow him. I don't want to.
なんなんだ
Can we not?
ついてくですよ。
I just imagine she's still just pushing Haku along.
おい、
Yep.
分かったから押すな。だから人を盾にするな。
Maybe you should try to get stronger. Not that it would help.
それって奥へと連れてこられたはいいんだが。
Welcome to my parlor, said the spider to the fly.
空気が重い。
Neither Mikazuchi nor Nekone has said a word since we came inside. They only glare at each other. Nekone, however, is beginning to crack under the pressure, and she breaks eye contact, glancing down. Stop that.
だから自分を盾にしようとするのはやめろ。椅子に座ってるんだから無理があるだろう。
And here comes Nekone with the steel chair.
ミルージュ、チャオ。
はい、ただいま参ります。
Oh,
三日月様。
You have a portrait. A smooth-eared, erudite-sounding voice precedes what must be Mikazuchi's squire entering the room.
どうぞ、お茶です。
The boy Mikazuchi called Maruji efficiently arranges the cups.
では、ごゆっくりと。
そっちこそゆっくりしてっていいんだぞ。っていうか、この状況をどうにかしてけ。
Nekone prods me with the envelope Oshtor gave us.
自分にこれを渡せって
I mean, it is for him. Nekone nods vigorously. The poor girl is so scared tears are welling up in her eyes.
分かったって。どっこいしょって。
I grab the envelope from Nekone and proffer it to Mikazuchi.
まあ、それでは三日月殿、オシトルより預かりし書簡、お受け取りを。
そうか。
Mikazuchi takes the message and sets it aside. He doesn't seem too concerned with formalities.
読まないのか。
読め。だと。
No, it was a question. Mikazuchi's eyes snap wide as he glares at me. Yikes.
なんでそんな反応になる。ほら、正直この男が何を考えているのかわからん。
I think he's just looking for an excuse to fight.
だから返事を兄様に知らせないといけないですから、読んでくれないと困るのです。しのごの言わず、とっとと読んでしまって返事を聞かせるのです。
Please!
だから、それはこっちの背中に言うんじゃなくって、本人に直接言えって。
Mikazuchi seems to have heard her perfectly, for he unfolds the envelope and begins to read. After looking through Oshtor's message, Mikazuchi looks at us with that same wolfish grin.
だから押すな。
貴様、オシュトルの隠密だそうだな。なかなかに面白い男だとも書かれている。
That could be interpreted in a lot of different ways, both good and bad.
隠密のことが書いてあったっぽいが、バラしてもいいのか？極力秘密にするもんだと思っていた。
興味深い。
は？
あやつにそう言わせるとは貴様、なかなかに興味深い。
Oh.
どう俺を楽しませてくれるか見ものだ。
I can juggle? I don't know why I said that. I can't juggle.
いや、見物って。
楽しませてくれるのだろう。
いや、そんななぶるような目つきで見られても、人様に見せられる芸なんかないっての。
では三日月様は白さんに用事があるようですし、私はこれで失礼するのです。
Wait, what?
おいこら、人を置いて勝手に行くな。
But it's too late.
話すです。どこ触ってるですか？
そういったセリフはもっと凹凸がはっきりしてから言え。
Nekone and I lock like grappling bulls, trying to push each other toward Mikazuchi.
小娘が兄以外の男に懐くか。
This is opening up? Okay.
そんなことないたらないのです。
なんだ、もしかして照れてるのか？こんなちびすけまで虜にするとか、いい男ってのは辛いね。だがやめとけ。自分に惚れたらやけどするぞ。せめて前と後ろの判別がつくくらい凹凸ができたら。
There go the shins. Yep. Nekone deals the fateful blow and storms out of the room, her face utterly red.
待ちやがれ。お前、切ない部分を
Oh,
思いっきり。
never mind. It was not the shins. I tried to chase after Nekone, but all I can manage right now is a lopping stumble.
貴様、ハクと言ったな。
Yes! That was pretty close, actually. Mikazuchi is glaring sharper daggers at me than ever before.
やばい。今の騒動怒らせたか。
Or, it may have entertained him. I swallow dryly, dreading whatever Mikazuchi has in store for me next. He continues speaking.
あの小娘、随分と貴様に心を許しているようだ。
この状況を見て何言ってんの？もう少しで切なさが破裂するとこだったろうが。
Let me count my balls. 1, 2, 3. Okay, they're all there. Mikazuchi glances down, speaking almost to himself.
俺にも昔、妹がい
Oh,
た。仲も特別悪くはなかっ
now I feel bad for making a joke.
た。オシュトルには万事了解したと伝えるがよい。それと、あの小娘のことを任せる。
Oh.
そりゃどういう。
With that, Mikazuchi falls silent. Again, I think I'm starting to understand this guy a little more.
もしかしてこいつって猫根を心配してるのか？
He does seem to be.
それでは三日月様、ご客人をお見送りします。
The squire from before reappears, sensing that Mikazuchi is done talking for now.
ではこちらへ。
ああ、わかった。
お土産もございます。
Is it an ice pack? Because that's really what I could use.
しかしおっかない主とは正反対の物腰が柔らかくしっかりとした少年だな。
It's actually a t-shirt that says I visited with Lord Mikazuchi and lived. By the time I take Maruji's gift and exit the manor, it dawns on me just how late it is.
やれやれ、ようやく出てこれたか。
All the tension leaves me in one go, and suddenly I feel exhausted.
ご苦労様なのです。
I'm sorry, Sir Haku? Nekone comes running over as I exit.
今までずっと待っててくれたのか？
心配だったのです。
猫ではそんなにも自分のことを。
5体満足で出てこれるか。
シャレになってないな。ちょっと寒気がしてきた。
ではとっとと帰るのです。もうここは用なしなのです。
ああ、それがいいな。詳しくは道すがらにでも話すか。
But that was interesting. That was also possibly the nicest I have ever seen Nekone be to us. Granted, that did come after her completely drop-kicking us in the testicles, but, you know, baby steps. Which are the opposite of what we're going to have if she keeps attacking us there. Gesundheit. Kuon's hand claps over my face to interrupt my sneeze.
ハク、
I'm sorry, I don't have a tissue. She puts a finger to her lips, telling me to be quiet. Okay, how exactly are you supposed to prevent yourself from sneezing? I mean, if you're lucky, the best that's going to happen is you're going to be like... And that's not exactly subtle.
もっと真面目にやるですよ。
Alright. Nekone glares at me from her position.
仕方ないだろう。生理現象だ。この寒い中、こんなところで何時間もくしゃみの一つも出ない方がおかしい。
お茶をどうぞ。少し冷めてしまいましたけど。
Riletia, always the savior.
ああ、こりゃ助かる。
皆さんもいかがですか？ありがとう。いただくね。
すみません。それでは。
わあ、ポカポカやえ。はあ、甘くて美味しいのです。
Man, now I want tea.
蜂蜜が入ってるけど、いいの？はい。家から送られてきたものですから、遠慮なさらずに。
Maybe it'll help Haku to stop sneezing.
ルルヤンは本当にええ子やな。うちが男やったら絶対にほっとかないえ。
If you liked girls, you would have been set after the escort mission we had.
温まる。あとはこいつに。
I feel around for my specialty flask and pull it from my pocket.
これを加えれば最強に温まるってもんだ。
Haku, I think you might have a problem. The problem is that the girls notice that you're doing this. I slowly put the flask away when I feel cold stares at me, on me. At me, on me. The dead of night. The sun set hours ago, and even the late-night city life has given way to silent, empty streets.
デートは昼間は暖かいんだが、夜になると寒いんだよな。こうして突っ立っていると、寒さが身に染みてくる。
Could be worse. Could be near that graveyard.
寒い。せめて火を焚けたら。
仕方ありませんよ。見張りなんですから。
Huddle for warmth.
何が見張りだ。こんな茶番に見張りなどいらんだろうが。くそ。こんな寒い夜は風呂に浸かりながら酒を一杯やれたら最高だろうに。盗みの予告？
Oh, for a second I thought that was the end of the scene, and I was thinking it didn't go anywhere.
ああ、中央通り近くに氷菓子の屋敷があるのを知ってるか？今朝方そこに蔵を破ることをほのめかした文が投げ込まれてな。なんでも民から不当に搾取する悪漢に天誅を下すとな。
どこかで聞いたことのある文句だな。
Ooh, is it Nosuri?
気づいたかもしれんが、
Yep.
そいつはノスリの仕業でな。
ノスリ？
Yep. The one who looks like she's not wearing a shirt, but really is.
ああ、あれか。この間の連中のことか。
そうだ。
Sort of.
裏でウコンとつながりのある族たち。
Again, sort of.
連中の協力でデコポンポというオシュトルを目の敵にしていたやつの不正が暴かれたんだったな。
Yeah, but did anything actually come of that? Because as far as we can tell, he didn't really have any repercussions. At least not yet.
いわく民を苦しめている管理や不当に利益を得る干渉などの悪漢どもから盗みを働き民を救済する義族だったか。ってことは今度もまた何かしでかす気なのか？
ああ、それなんだが、ちっとばかり面倒なことになっちまってな。知っての通り、奴らとは協力関係にあり、ことを起こすのは前もって綿密な打ち合わせの上に行われている。
But Nosuri doesn't make plans. She just does stuff.
だが、今回のは予定に組み込まれていないことでな。
Yep.
聞いてみたら、長であるノスリが一人で先走り、勝手にその蔵を破ろうとしてるって話だ。何でも以前、強引に借金を取り立てている場に出くわしたらしく、そんな非道は許さんってばかりに、その氷菓子に天誅を与えるつもりらしい。
She's angling the loan shark?
まあ気持ちはわからんでもないんだが、こっちとして正直勘弁してもらいたいとこでな。
へえ、ウコンもそういった輩は許せないんだと思ってたんだがな。
There are so many fish puns here.
そりゃそうだ。だからその氷菓子にはいろいろと仕込みをしている最中でな。
When you say disappear, do you mean like mobster disappear, or are you talking about just go on a long vacation, doesn't come back? It sounds very open-ended.
今余計なことをされると、これまでの苦労が水の泡になっちまうのさ。
ああ、そう。
そこでだ。
なんか嫌な予感がしてきた。
It should.
待て、また面倒な頼み事をする気じゃないだろうな。
おいおい、まるで俺が面倒事しか頼んでねえような口ぶりじゃねえの。
That's because every job is a pain in the ass to him. He doesn't want to do any job.
面倒事しか持ってきてないように感じるのは気のせいか？
なに、忍び込もうとするノスリを見つけて追い払ってくれればいい。ただ簡単だろ。
おい、流すな。確かに簡単そうではあるな。言うだけなら。実際やるとなったらえらくめんどくさいと違うか。
Probably.
っていうか、そんなの向こうの連中にやめさせろ。めんどくさい。
そう言うなって。何でもあちらさん別件があって動けないんだとよ。こっちの方も顔が割れちまってる以上、下手に接触するわけにはいかねえしな。
Oh, yeah.
なわけであんちゃんたちに頼むのが一番なのさ。
で、捕まえたりせず追い払えか。とんだ茶番だな。
茶番で結構じゃねえの。うまくいってんだから細けいことは気にすんなって。
毎度のことながらオシュトルと比べて性格変わりすぎだろう。
And yet they're the same person.
そうそう、このことはくれぐれもノスリには内密で頼むぜ。
本当に茶番だ。正直言ってめんどくさいことこの上ないが、関わってしまった以上仕方がない。とっとと見つけ出して偶然を装いつつ追い払うぞ。
そうですね。向こうも騒ぎにはしたくないでしょうから、姿を見られたら逃げるしかないと思いますし。
I kind of feel like it's not going to be that simple.
言うだけなら簡単なのです。
分かってるよ、んなことは。話によればこの辺りの下水道から侵入する気らしいんだが、来なけりゃ話にならんし、別のところから忍び込まれたら見つけようがない。
Once again, every single job for him ends up involving the sewer.
手分けして見張らなくていいんだ。
I call not sewer.
それも考えたが、不測の事態に対処しづらくなるからな。決して面倒だからじゃないぞ。
Yeah, very convincing.
ああ、やっぱり面倒だったからなんだ。
You just should have said nothing. As we continue whispering, milling aimlessly about the back alley, it happens. It. Thwomp. The ground under me gives way, and for a single terrifying moment, I stand on nothing over an abyss. Before I can take Kuon's outstretched hand and pull myself to safety, I fall into the sewer. Flailing blindly as I plummet, I reach out and desperately grab hold of the first thing I can, which ends up being Nosuri. I don't know what I grabbed onto, but it halts my fall. Even so, I start slipping, unsteady at best. Beneath me gapes an enormous hole into the sewer. It's a long fall. Panicking, I hold on for dear life. Doesn't work though. I tighten my grasp on whatever it is that had broken my fall, holding on with both hands. Oh boy. Something soft brushes past my hand, and with a ripping sound, I begin to fall again. Okay, that's not quite what I thought, but it's close.
道具を掴んでいる。離せ、離さんか。
バカ言うな。離したら落ちるだろうが。
As much as I cling to safety, the flailing keeps me from climbing any higher to get a secure grip.
いいから離せ。
Don't shake me off!
本当にやめろ。冗談抜きで本当に落ちる。落ちたらシャレに。
My right hand slips, and suddenly I drop another foot hanging by a strip of cloth. Even that begins to rip with my entire weight pulling on it. Gotta grab onto something else. Oh no. That's worse. I quickly try to seize on what looks like someone's waist, but I grab only cloth, dropping another foot. And then I'm immediately up again, faster than I can blink, the cloth going taut. For a moment, I probably saw something I shouldn't have, but I can't tell because of the dark. Must be my eyes playing tricks.
この裏地者。離せ。すぐに離せ。
Okay. Though my rescuer holds the bunch of cloth up with all her might, my weight drags on it. She pulls upward with a surge of strength. Distracted as she is with having to keep both of us on the ladder with one hand, her grip falters. As we continue struggling, it dawns on me exactly what just happened.
つまりあれだ。例の町人が屋敷に忍び込もうと下水の蓋を開けたら。
That's why you don't stand on manholes. Or grates. Like if you're walking above a subway, you bet I'm going to avoid that grate as much as possible. I don't care how stable it is or what it's made of.
ちょうどその上を歩いていた自分がそのまま落ちた。そしてしがみついた結果、こうなったってわけか。
Or onto her clothes, more accurately. Regardless, I feel kinda bad for what I've done.
だがすまない。手を離す気はない。離したら真っ逆さまだからな。
Though there is a distinct possibility that we may end up dying just from what's happening.
Oof.
Oof. An ominous sound fills my ears. The cloth covering my savior begins tearing in earnest, and I see things I probably shouldn't, but not really, because it's not actually that kind of game. Just close. Ow. A foot connects with my head as she tries to kick me away, face blazing red. Even as the rain of kicks connects with my face, I wonder, does she not understand what she's doing? The fact that I'm still hanging on by the cloth means every kick is applying more pressure to it. Too late. In that moment, she puts all of her strength into a forceful kick, and the cloth rends from end to end. Yep. Alrighty. It's okay, sewage broke my fall.
だね。
Mercifully, the bottom of the pit is filled with water deep enough that I didn't get hurt, but now I'm out in the cold Yamato night, soaked to the bone in sewage water. At least it isn't wastewater, but that's a small blessing at best.
なんでこんな目に遭わにゃならんのだ。
それで目的と思われる人物はもういなかったんだ。
Oh, she is. But if she ever sees me again, I'm a dead man.
寒一緒に落ちたはずだが、水面に顔を出した時にはもういなかった。
そっか。そのまま溺れたとは思えないし、逃げたと思っていいよね。
She fled with nothing intact. Not her clothes, not her pride.
となると、とりあえずは目的の達成になるのかな。
You know, you're right.
だったらもう帰るぞ。いつまでもこんなとこにいたら凍え死ぬ。
なあなあ、お兄さんお兄さん。
What's that you've got in your hand?
なんだ。
臭い
Oh. You know, I should have figured knowing Atuy.
あったれよ。
No, there was no shit. It was sewage water, but it wasn't wastewater. I can see everyone wrinkling their noses, maintaining a cautious distance from me.
お前ら、功労者にその仕打ちはないだろう。少しぐらいねぎらえ。
いえ、その、別にそういう意味では。
We just don't want to be near you.
お兄さん、穴に落ちただけやのに。
That was the whole job.
それでよく平気なのです。
Thank you.
平気なわけないだろうが、わざわざとどめを刺すな。くそ。もう少しねぎらいの言葉があってもいいだろう。
I mean, maybe if you actually did something.
何はともあれ、お疲れ様。それじゃあ、早く帰りましょうか。体を温めないと風邪をひいちゃうものね。
And I happen to know some super bitter medicine that will fight off a cold.
大丈夫ですか？よかったらこれを。
Ruletia passes me a white, elegant-looking handkerchief.
これは気持ちはすごく嬉しいな。こんなので拭いたらさすがに悪い気が。
Kuon meets my eyes as I hesitate, trying to decide whether to take the handkerchief or not. Kuon laughs, her eyes saying, I guess it can't be helped.
ハク、白老閣に戻るまでこれで我慢してね。
Relenting, Kuon undoes the apryu around her shoulders and wraps it around mine instead.
ハク、せっかくだから借りたらどうかな。
Oh, thank you.
そのままだと風邪をひいちゃうよ。姉様、アピルが汚れてしまうです。いいのいいの。汚れたなら後で洗えばいいんだから。ね。はい。
Oh, that was really nice. Even though it's going to smell terrible.
いいだ、お湯。
I rush into the baths only to find an odd-looking guest using them ahead of me.
なんだあれは。
For a moment, I couldn't even recognize it as a person. All I can make out is a shape in the quivering person-sized mass of bubbles.
誰かが体を洗っているのか。
Oh, let me guess. It's Nosuri.
全身が泡で見えなくなるなんて。これまた随分と景気よく泡立ててるな。
I take a seat next to the towering pile of bubbles and fill my bath pail with hot water. I pour the water over myself several times. It feels all the hotter after a cold night. As the water washes over me, I take an experimental sniff at one of my arms.
ああ、やっぱりお湯をかぶっただけじゃ匂いは取れないか。
Nope, you're going to have a deep clean. I grab a soap bar and rub it on a towel until it starts to foam, then turn it on my reeking skin. Yeah, that's the sound that scrubbing bubbles make.
ここの石鹸は妙によく泡立つな。こんな水郷なくらいに立派な浴場を置くくらいだ。この石鹸も特別なのかもしれない。
It's actually sodium lauryl sulfate. It's not that good for you. I repeatedly wash, scrub, and rinse, taking a whiff of my skin with each pass as the smell fades.
石鹸の香りだけでもう嫌な匂いはしない。な、多分これだけ洗えば大丈夫か。念のため もう一度洗っておくか。お隣さん、さっきからずっと洗っているな。
Splish splash, I was taking a bath. It's more like furious scrubbing than washing, really, going by the shaking. Must be a clean freak. I finish rinsing off with one last bucket over my head, hot water washing the bubbles away. The pillar of bubbly cleanliness next to me also reaches for a bucket, seemingly finished.
それにしても
Oh, here it comes.
散々だった。
We both let out a relieved sigh at the same time, and then I look beside me only to find she's here. Hi. We both shout and jump away at the same time, almost slipping on the wet floor.
お前はのやっぱりさっきのはお前だったのか。なんでこんなところに。
それはこっちのセリフだ。なぜ貴様がここに。清掃中の札は確かに。
As Nosuri glares at me, her eyes wander and she pales.
それ
いいから早くそれ隠すのだ。
She shudders, pointing a shaking finger at me. I follow the line of her finger to, oh, that thing.
あ、すまん。
Sorry, it has a mind of its own. What can I do? Hot water, you know. She's hardly making an unreasonable demand, so I reach for a towel and wrap myself in it.
ところでそっちも隠さなくていいのか。
Out. Only now does she seem to realize she's just as naked as I am, and she covers herself with her arms. Of course, it's difficult to hide your entire body with just your arms, and she squirms awkwardly.
そうか。私を追ってきたのか。
How did you know?
は？
とぼけるな。私を追ってきたのだろう。そうか。あんなところに落としたのは私が無防備な姿にならざるを得ない状況に追い込むため。
Yes, all according to plan.
いや、なんでそんな面倒なことをしなくちゃならないんだ。
とぼけるな。そればかりか。我らが拠点を突き止めるとは。なんという狡猾な罠だ。
Your secret base is in the bath?
いや、何を聞いてもないこと口走ってんの？まさかとは思うが、自分で賊だとバラしたりしないだろうな。
Oh, just wait.
せっかく仕事が終わったってのに、これ以上の面倒はごめんだぞ。これは釘を刺しとかないとやばいか。
ゲフン、さっきから何を言ってるんだ。まさかよからぬことでも企んでいたんじゃないだろうな。
Have you started making trouble in my neighborhood?
例えばどこかの屋敷に忍び込もうとしたとかな。
よし、自分の失言に気づいたな。これでもううかつなことを言ったりは。
なぜわかった。
Wait, why would you say that?
おい、ちょっと否定しろ。
せっかく逃げ道用意したのに、何を自分で認めちゃってるの？
Well, she is the noble thief, so she probably has some sort of honesty code.
しまったわ。誘導尋問。
Kind of?
私としたことがこんな手に引っかかるとは。なんたる深く。
Are you related to Toka by chance?
話が通じない。どうしたらいいんだ。
Uh-oh. That laugh. She's going to do something evil. Like murder us.
バレてしまっては仕方がない。
Or not?
そう。我こそはノスリ旅団が長。ノスリ。
Okay. Despite struggling to preserve her modesty just now, she suddenly stands up proudly, arms folded. Yeah, she's definitely given up on that.
今は没落し、お家再興を願う漂白の見慣れだ。圧政、 搾取、詐欺に横領、この大和にはびこる悪行から民を守るために立ち上がった義の者である。
そうか。
今更すぎてどう反応したらいいかわからない。
Just nod and wave, boys, nod and wave.
っていうか盛大に見えてるし、さっきまで恥ずかしがって必死に隠してたのにいいのかそれは。
どうした。こちらが名乗りを上げたらそちらも名乗るのが礼儀だぞ。
何、こっちも名乗らにゃいかんのか。
It's only fair.
名前を知られたら何か余計なことに巻き込まれそうで不安なんだが、仕方がない。
ハクだ。
なるほどな、ハクか。そういえばその名どこかで。
知っているのか。
思い出せん。ということは気のせいだな。
I really want to try using that in a regular conversation. Meet somebody. I've heard that name before. I can't place it. Must just be my imagination.
思わせぶりなこと言っておいてそれか。
Well, who do you think you are, Jack Sparrow?
しかし貴様、なかなかやるな。私をここまで追い詰めたのは貴様が初めてだ。
賛辞を呈してるんだろうが、全くもって嬉しくない。
それでどうする。私を捕まえケビー氏に突き出す気か。
No, I was just gonna go back to my room and drink some tea. Or possibly booze. Probably booze.
だから何もしないと言ってるだろう。
もう何でもいいから自分を巻き込まないでくれ。
何、まさか。そうか、そうだったのか。
What conclusion are you jumping to now?
こんなところに我らが志を理解してくれる者がいたとは。
Alright.
やっと日々の努力が実を結んだ。そうなのか。
なんかまた勝手に勘違いし始めた。
そうだ貴様、我が同胞とならぬか。私をここまで追い詰めた手腕、貴様のような切れ者なら歓迎するぞ。
That's very flattering. My only skill is the art of coincidence.
いやいや、手腕とか切れ者とかじゃないから全部そっちの自爆だろうに。
どうだ、悪い話ではなかろう。
どうだってなんか本気っぽいな。
せっかくだが遠慮しておくよ。
If I had left the towel off, I would have immodestly declined.
遠慮などいらんぞ。
I didn't need to say anything. The joke was already there.
確かに遠慮してるが遠慮の意味が違う。
にしても民を圧政からうんぬんと言っていたが、助けを必要としている連中なんているのか。この大和は基本的に豊かで治安もいい。都も活気にあふれ民が苦しんでいるようには見えないんだ。
Not yet.
一つ聞くが、都には立派なケビン氏たちがいるだろう。取り締まりはそいつらに任せればいいと思うが違うのか。それに聞けばオシュトルはよくやっているみたいだな。
あの男か。
Imperial Guard man.
あの男ではダメだ。確かにあの男、民のため指針なく尽くしていることは認めよう。しかし慎重が過ぎる。救いを求める者は今すぐ助けがいるのだ。だがあの男はなかなか動こうとしない。それでは遅いのだ。
Boy, if she only knew.
それが証拠に我らが動いた後に慌てて動き出す始末。ヤマトの双璧が聞いて呆れる。
ああ、そういや自分たちのとこがオシュトルと裏でつながっていることを知らないんだったな。長であるこいつがそんな大切なことを知らないのはどうかと思ったが、なんとなく納得だ。この感じだとオシュトルとは手を組まないだろうし、たとえ組んだとしても勝手に突っ走って何をしでかすか読めないしな。
どうだ、分かっただろう。民を救うのはオシュトルではなくこのノスリだということが。
She proudly puffs out her chest, which promptly jiggles. She seems to have gotten so impassioned in her speech that she forgot what kind of state she's in.
とはいえ、すぐに決められるものではないか。
Especially in these circumstances.
いや、そういうわけでは。
では、また次の機会に答えを聞かせてもらうとしよう。
Smiling with smug satisfaction, Nosuri turns for the exit, still stark naked. Oh no. You know, I was actually half expecting her to just drop a smoke bomb or something, but it was kind of a 50-50 if it was going to be a smoke bomb or a bath bomb. Flump. I peer around the corner to find Roletia, a rumpled pile of clothes at her feet, staring at Nosuri.
それでは、また会おう。いい返事を期待しているぞ。
That couldn't possibly be misconstrued. Oh no. I swear I can see the life draining from Rouletia's eyes as she stares vacantly ahead. Oh. Of all the people. Actually, you know what? No. That might be the best, because if it was anybody else, we'd probably just be dead. Oh. But to disappoint Rouletia. What is going on at night? Night, 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 night.
今夜は冷えるな。茶を飲みすぎたか。
As I make my way down the hall toward the toilets, I notice a figure leaving her room. Kuon.
こんな時間に。クオンも川屋か?
She turns in completely the opposite direction from me, moving with purpose. As I watch her go, she heads not for the main entrance, but slinks out the smaller back one.
こんな真夜中にどこへ?
Curiosity gets the better of me. I decide to follow and slip out after her. Kuon walks calmly ahead on the road, looking up at the moon as she goes. If I tried to do that, I'd trip on a rock. And here I am, skulking in the shadows behind her.
なんでまたこんな夜更けに出歩いてるんだ?
Kuon, who had been walking without brakes up to this point, suddenly stops in front of a fence. She looks up through it, eyeing a large tree growing on the estate within.
もう少しだけ待って。
This is just the same alley that we always seem to come across.
そんなに長くは。いつかは。それはないよ。
Ah, we're catching bits and pieces of the conversation, I see.
なんだ? ぶつくさ言い始めたぞ。まさか寝たまま歩き回ってるとかじゃないだろうな。
But by the looks of it, she seems to be pausing and answering questions?
誰かと話しているとして、一体誰と? 待てよ。確か前にもこんなことが。
But we're alone in the dead of night. Nobody is around but us.
心配してくれているのは嬉しいけど、もう私は子供じゃ。
いいだろう。もう少しだけ時間を与える。
Ah, now that sounds like a boro.
だが、いつまでもわがままをいかないということは、
やはり誰かいるのか。もしくは、もののけとか言わんだろうな。
I guess it makes sense because Dori and Gura were visiting last time. And I mean, if anybody can be stealthy, it's probably Oboro. The branches of the tree sway slightly, and the night is plunged into silence once more.
もう、あまり。
Kuon sighs deeply, her eyes returning to the sky.
なんかよくわからんが、見てはいけない場面を目撃してしまった気がする。
I'm more anxious than I thought. Suddenly, the wind feels colder, and sweat trickles down my back.
寒い。帰るか。
I can't shake the feeling, however, that someone is watching me as I turn away. But when I look back at Kuon, she's still staring up at the moon. And the longer she stares, it seems like her eyes are starting to water. Aw. But yeah, Oboro was definitely watching. There's no chance that he wasn't aware that Haku was there. I was really tempted to do another scene, but I think I'm going to go ahead and call it here. I'm wiped out. But this was a pretty interesting one, so we managed to track down Nosuri. I was wondering when we were going to get around to finding her and interacting with her. That's not what I was expecting to happen, though. I don't know. I thought it was going to be some sort of sequence where we ran into her while she was trying to rob a place, which I guess technically that was what this was, but the whole scene in the bath and then the scene in the sewer was not what I was expecting, especially since this isn't like Prelude to the Fallen, where there's stuff that we're not seeing. But I guess you're still going to have those moments. I mean, it was like that whole scene in the steam bath earlier on where Kuon was outside and her tail was just thwomping all over the place. But it could have gone much, much worse. And we also had a close encounter with Mikazuchi, which also could have gone much, much worse. The only thing that really got hurt there was our shins and our family jewels, thanks to Nekone. But I guess apparently we're closer with Nekone than we thought. She surely has a funny way of showing it. I'm sure we'll get closer as more events unfold. We've got to be getting close to something big because we keep getting more build-up with the characters that we've seen or heard in Prelude to the Fallen. But yeah, I'm interested to see more about Kuon's relationship with everybody else because we had the whole exchange with Toka and with Karalau. And now she's had those nighttime conversations with Dori and Gura. And now, who I'm pretty sure, I'm like 92% sure that was Oboro. We'll see where that goes. Well, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I hope to see you in the next one. For now, I am one half of the Bridge Boys, signing off.